18th, 2025. Novorossiysk port, Black Sea, swallowed by choking fog. Russia's fuel artery glinted under floodlights. 10 ATZ-12 tankers queued along the pier, each carrying 5,000 gallons of diesel. $7 million in fuel meant to rescue Sevastopol's dwindling 72-hour reserves after the Caspian pipeline ruptured. Moscow called it a technical alert, but to Ukraine it was an open wound, and they had the knife ready. An unnamed operation unfolded. Two Mura 5s, 5.5-meter, 1,000-pound unmanned vessels Moscow once scoffed at, cut through those waters at 72 kilometers per hour, carrying a swarm of Shrike FPV drones so small and silent they vanished on radar. No warning, no mercy. Their mission was stark and simple: cripple Russia's lifeline before it reached the base. Could a drone strike costing less than $300,000 outwit one of the world's most advanced air defense networks? Or was this the very trap Russia had set for Ukraine? At exactly 3:30 a.m. on October 19, 2025, while most of the Black Sea lay buried beneath autumn fog, the port of Novorossiysk pulsed with the feverish rhythm of industry. Over 300 Russian engineers, mechanics, and security personnel worked quietly under the harsh glow of floodlights. Along the main pier, 10 ATZ-12 fuel trucks, each carrying up to 5,000 gallons of diesel worth nearly $7 million, lined up like arteries, waiting for the signal to pump new lifeblood into Russia's decaying war machine. This was no ordinary refueling, it was a rescue mission. Hours earlier, Moscow's Ministry of Energy had reported a catastrophic rupture in the Caspian Pipeline Consortium, CPC, cutting off 42% of Russia's Black Sea fuel flow. For the Kremlin, this wasn't a technical mishap, it was an artery torn open. Sevastopol, home to 5,200 troops, 22 warships, and 14 fighter jets, now had less than 72 hours of reserves left. Without those fuel trucks, the base would lose radar coverage, heating networks, and backup generators, turning the most fortified naval stronghold in Crimea into a silent, frozen shell. To avoid panic, Russia issued no press release, no broadcast, only a technical alert buried deep within administrative reports. But Ukraine's electronic eyes saw through it all. From a secure bunker outside Odessa, Ukrainian analysts traced the convoy's projected route, satellite coordinates, and timing. What they saw wasn't just a fuel convoy. It was the last exposed artery of Russia's southern military logistics, and they knew exactly how to cut it. As temperatures dropped to 10 degrees Celsius and waves of fog rolled across the harbor, an invisible hand began to move. Somewhere beyond the mist, unmanned machines came to life. What Russia considered a rescue convoy, Ukraine saw as a chance to cripple an empire, with less than $300,000 worth of drones. This operation had no name. It didn't need one. The numbers would speak for themselves. At 4:21 a.m., while Russia was loading the final fuel convoy, 350 miles away, deep beneath a secret forward base near Odessa, Ukraine's Special Operations Command ordered the battlefield to be rewritten. Two Mura 5 naval drones, each 5.5 meters long, weighing 1,000 kilograms and carrying 316 kilograms of high-grade explosives, were quietly launched from a remote Black Sea outpost. Moving at 72 kilometers per hour, the unmanned vessels skimmed the water, cloaked by advanced Phantom Swarm stealth technology, undetectable to ordinary radar. But the real weapon was not the hull. It was what rode inside. Each drone carried 15 Shrike FPV kamikaze drones, armed with 2-pound, about 900 grams, military-grade C4 charges, and linked by a 7-mile optical fiber tether, thinner than a hair. That fiber made them immune to jamming. Unstoppable. Undetectable. Unlike Russian UAVs, which rely on GPS and radio control, both easily jammed, these Shrikes streamed high-definition video over the wired link, giving Ukrainian operators inch-perfect targeting. No jamming, no latency, no guessing. Intelligence showed the Novorossiysk convoy would be idle for 90 minutes before departure, enough time to coordinate the impossible. The operation was synchronized with fog density, radar blind spots, and the patrol cycles of Russian Pantsir S-1 and S-400 Triumph systems, creating a 17-second vulnerability every minute. By 4:37 a.m., both Mura drones were in position, drifting 1.5 miles from the port, shielded by 50 degrees Fahrenheit fog and silence. On Russian radar, nothing. But Ukraine's screens were alive. The Shrikes were armed ready, awaiting a single command. This was not a drone strike. This was a digital game played in the unseen. With steel, explosives, and absolute timing, the bait was set, the defenders were blind, and the opening move was only seconds away. But can a swarm of 900-gram drones really penetrate one of the most advanced air defense systems on Earth? Ukraine wasn't just betting on hardware, it was betting on Russian overconfidence. At 4:45 a.m., Novorossiysk had sunk into deep sleep, but the harbor still reeked of diesel fumes and artificial light. On Pier Number 4, 10 ATZ-12 fuel trucks stood still, each carrying 5,000 gallons of precious fuel.